19th of May 2018, about 8:45 in the morning UK time. What makes two people attracted to each other? First question I suppose has to be asked is that are humans naturally monogamous? Well, that's a question that goes way beyond the area of astrology. If we look at nature, it's still a mixed bag because some animals just stay together for about 10 minutes in order to mate and impregnate, and then that's it, they're gone. Other animals, buzzards and swans, choose to stay together as partners for their entire lives. Humans have the choice. But what is it that makes people attracted? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not about sun sign compatibility. I'm a Virgo, you're an Aquarius. We don't get on. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. There are certain planets that don't have a lot to do with compatibility. For example, Mercury. Because it's logical. It has no gender. It is rational and analytical. It deals with communication. Jupiter. It's just not that common in Synastry interactions. But other planets are. Now there is this thing called Synastry. It is the matching of one person's horoscope against another. Now there's certain things here that work brilliantly. The single best aspect of all is when two people have the moon in the same sign, and even better, in the same area of that sign. But even then that doesn't work all the time. I dealt recently with a couple, one who's got the moon in a certain sign, and it was really healthy, lots of nice trines and healthy conjunctions, and the partner had the moon at the same degree as them, but it was opposite Chiron and square Saturn and on the ascendant, and there was an element of unconscious subversive manipulation there. So even with conjunct moons, it's still got to be a willing cooperation on the part of the individuals. But if two people have the moon in the same sign, you will find you have the same sense of humour, the same taste in food, in music, in movies. You will go through the same moods at the same time. You will spend a lot of time laughing with each other, and it will feel comfortable. If you're partnered with someone with the moon in the same element, fire, earth, air, water, it will still be very good, 75% chance of success automatically. And even in the same gender, fire moon with air moon, earth moon with water moon, it will still be a healthy mix, it will still work. But if you have someone with a fire moon together with an earth or water moon, it's probably not going to work that easily. You also have to look at Venus and Mars, especially in personal and intimate relationships, because if two people have Mars in the same sign or the same element, there's going to be a great physical rapport, whether it's doing the washing up and the cooking, or in the bedroom, or digging the garden, or walking the dog, or down the gym. And if two people have Venus in the same element, or even the same sign, there's going to be a sense of mental and intellectual stimulus where they will appreciate and enjoy the same things. If, for example, person A will have the moon, Venus or Mars trining or sextiling, or in some cases even conjuncting the other person's Uranus, Neptune or Pluto, or even in a positive way, Saturn, then this brings a sense of depth, stability into the relationship. But if you have someone, for example, with their moon opposite another person's Pluto, then this is what's called the devil made me do it aspect, the unconscious yet impulsive, immediate attraction to someone even when you know they're not good for you. It is the moon which governs interactions with other people, because the moon is about your feelings and emotions. When the moon, for example, is opposite Pluto, like I say, it can be obsessive compulsive. The moon opposite Neptune can make you see only the good sides in people and not the bad. The moon conjunct or opposite Uranus will bring a sense of adventure from the other person, but whether that will last or not is another matter. The moon conjunct Saturn or opposite Saturn is common in relationship patterns, especially in people where there's a significant age difference, 7 years or more. People with one person's moon conjunct the other person's Saturn or opposite their Saturn of a similar age generally end up in parent-child relationships, big mummy, big daddy, little boy, little girl. But where there's a significant age difference, it often works, especially in those over 35. And when there's healthy aspects between the moon, one person's moon and the other person's sun, or Venus and Mars, hey, it's great. In fact, when person A's moon is on top of person B's sun, and I've got a few of those clients, that's the single best of all. It's even better than moon conjunct moon, especially when the genders work, when it's a gender balanced relationship, regardless of sexual orientation. There can be one or two dodgy things. For example, a relationship where person A's Venus or Mars is square to person B's Pluto, or sometimes Neptune, can result in not only intense and extreme exchanges, but also obsessive compulsive exchanges, which can be difficult and can lead to unhealthy interchanges, possibly even violent interchanges. There can be a sense of dryness in relationships when Saturn is square to a person's Venus or Mars, a sullenness. It's not just synastry, it's not just comparing two people's charts, it's also the composite. When you get person A's sun and person B's sun, and then you take the middle point between the two, the midpoint, and then you repeat that exercise for the two people's moons, Mercury's, Venus, Mars, Jupiter's, you build up something called the Composites Chart. This is not about the interdynamics between two people. It is the chart of the relationship. And it's okay for defining certain areas of life that the relationship will blossom and flourish in, as well as have challenges in, but it's actually an excellent tool for working with relationships in terms of timings, working with people and suggesting, okay, this is a really good time for the two of you to go on holiday, or this is a good time for you to open your business or get married or something like that. The composite horoscope is an excellent tool for timing work. The mechanics of relationships, the interaction between two people and the resultant effects cannot be described purely by astrology alone. Obviously, humans don't work purely on astrology. Remember, please, the planets impel, they don't compel. But the astrology certainly gives a very, very helpful guide towards compatibility. Sometimes I have to turn around to people and say, I'm sorry folks, you're just not compatible. But even then they prove me wrong. Humans have the ability to blend, adapt, compromise and adjust where necessary. And love does conquer all. Sounds corny, I know, but it does. But in 85% of long-term successful relationships, maybe even 90%, I will find very compatible moons, healthy Venuses and Mars, and an absence of squares from Pluto and Saturn to the other person's personal planets. And I will also find a composite chart where the sun and moon are in good houses and they don't create difficult problems with the outer planets. It's always worth matching up your chart against someone else's if you're going to do anything with them, whether it be personal and intimate, business, or even family. Synastry and composites, whole new world of astrology, still being developed, but a fascinating field of research. Catch you later, world. Bye.